For the first time ever, with just 2 chords and some simple strumming, you'll be able to play your favorites by The Beatles.
I'll always be true, so please love me too.
Bruce Springsteen.
Born in the USA, I was born in the USA.
Lou Reed.
Hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. I said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side.
Joe Cocker.
Feeling alright. Not feeling too good myself.
More Beatles.
It's a steady job, but he wants to be a paperback writer. Paperback writer.
And many, many more.
Alright, so you've seen what we can do with just 2 chords. Now, let's figure out how to pull that off. My name is James from goodguitarist.com, and today I'm going to show you 5 really easy 2-chord songs that are great to learn if you're just getting started. They're all super recognizable tunes, the patterns are all really simple, and I'm certain that you're going to have a ton of fun with this. We're going to go in ascending difficulty. And I know that these are all 2-chord songs, but some are in the exact same order over and over again, just like G, C, the whole time, right? But for some of them, we have to play the G chord for like 3 measures, and then the C chord for 1 measure or whatever, and there's a bit of a pattern there. I guess the whole reason why I'm making this lesson is because I want to focus on that aspect. I want to help people get better at learning entire songs rather than just little parts of songs. Now, the first song that I want to do is Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. That starts off on a G chord, and then we're going to move into a C chord, and we just have to move these 2 fingers over. And that's it. If you know the other C chord, you're totally welcome to play that too. But we're going to keep it really simple and just play G and C like this. If these are too hard for you, I actually have an even easier lesson. I'm going to put it in the corner that I want you to try right now. That's going to help you build up to that. I'm just going to write out the chords here. See how we have 4 Gs and then 4 Cs? Every symbol is 4 beats. So we count to 4, playing the G chord 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Then we switch to C. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can actually add a little bit of rhythm to that, but still keep it simple with downstrokes only. Instead of just playing 4 plain downstrokes, let's go a tiny downstroke on beat 1 and then a big downstroke on beat 2. And then a little downstroke that just kind of hits the thicker strings on 3, and then a big downstroke on 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that little downstroke, I'm going to put an R because we're aiming for the root of the chord. So when we do it that way,
Born in the USA. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Born in the USA. I was born in the USA.
and this whole song is just that. So you could load up the original recording. You might have to use a capo. I think the song's in like the key of E or something. You put a capo somewhere up here. But, for our purposes, super simple, just 2-chord song. Moving on, the next one I want to do is Feelin' Alright. And that's by Traffic, but there's also a really famous version by Joe Cocker. And it's the same 2 chords, but the order is a little bit different. As you can see here, we do the G chord once, the C chord once, and that's it. And we just go between those 2 things. So it's actually, in some ways, it's even simpler. You don't have to keep track of how long you're playing the chord for. And I would even use that exact same pattern, just going. But it's really slow.
Feeling alright. Not feeling too good myself.
And if you're doing the real C chord, this is a really good song for it.
Feeling alright. Not feeling too good myself.
Now, the third song that I want to show you is Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. And I'm going to put the chord order up here. You can see that we're finally getting some longer chord orders. Let's just examine the patterns in it. The first line, we have 2 measures of G and then 2 measures of C. A measure is just like a chord symbol, right? So we play G, we count to 4, 2 times on G, 2 times on C. Then we do that again, and then we go G, C, G, C. So we can kind of divide this into 2 parts. You know, we have our first section right there, and then we have that last line, and that's like our second section. I'm going to start using the real C chord at this point, but you can still use that simpler one, that C add 9 chord. And I want to add a bit more of a strumming pattern to this one. So let's go like this. So I'm playing root, down, up. And root, remember, is just a tiny downstroke. So I'm just going root, down, up, over and over again. If you're not familiar with that pattern, I'm going to put a link in the corner. I have a lesson that goes over the 3 super useful patterns that you should definitely know. And we break it down and everything. Anyways, we're going to try it with these chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no action, but I try, and I try, and I try, and I try. Next up, we have Achy, Breaky, Heart, and here's the chord order. And it seems, you know, simple, short, but it's actually pretty easy to get lost when we do the G chord, or we start with the C chord 3 times, and then we play G once, and then we have the G chord 3 times, and we play C once. So I have a special way of counting that is going to be invaluable to you in the long run, especially as we play like irregular amounts of a certain chord shape. So in this case, we start on C, and we would go C, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. So I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, but instead of saying 1 every time, I said how many measures have passed. So C, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. You know, and that way we can keep track of 3 measures of C. Then we switch to G, and then we do the same thing on the next line. We get up to 3 measures of G, and then our measure of C. For the pattern, we're going to go root, down, just like we did for Born in the USA. That really captures the feel of the tune. I'm going to sing the words, but I do want you to try counting it this way as we do it. Starting off on our C chord, 2, 3, 4. Don't tell my heart, my 2, 2, 3, 4. I 3, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. C. Cool. Now, for this very last one, I want to show you Love Me Do by the Beatles. And it is just the same 2 chords, but there's some time stuff and some counting that you're going to need to do to get through the song. And like I said, you know, we're learning about getting through the entire song, and songs have all sorts of stuff like this in them, aside from like the very easiest beginner ones. So this one's really good because the chords are simple, but the counting of the song is actually kind of complicated. You can just see the chord symbols here. We go G, C, 1 measure each. We go back and forth 3 times. So G, C, G, C, G, C. Then we have 2 measures of C and then some weird counting stuff. So let's get through all that. The G, C thing is simple. Let's just go with the same root down kind of thing that we've been doing for most of this. Love me do. You know I love you. I'll always be true. And now here we're going to stick on the C chord 2 times. So please, 1, 2, love me do. So let's figure out what happened there. We're on the C chord for 2 measures while we go please, please, please. Please, 2, 2, 3, 4. And then I count 1, 2. I would count it in my head if I was actually playing the song, but for your benefit, I'm counting 1, 2 out loud. I go 1, 2, love me. And then for the word do, we go back to G and C. Just like the beginning. Just back and forth a couple times. Now there is a D chord in this song, so if you want to play the entire thing, you do need to learn that. I'll just show you that section right now. We have our D chord. Someone to love, somebody new. So 2 measures of D, 1 measure of C, and 1 measure of G. And I know I said you'd be playing 5 songs with just 2 chords. I lied a little bit. One tiny section of the final song does require a D chord, but you know what? G, C, and D are like peanut butter jam and the bread that they go on. You know, they're like the 3, like they go together and make a bajillion songs. You're obviously going to learn D at some point. It's like the 3rd most common chord shape. So, you know, no harm in that. Either way, those are 5 2-chord songs, and one of them has 3 chords, that you can play. At this point, I recommend printing out the lyrics and just giving it a shot. You know, remember to grab your copy of your free ebook if you need a little extra help with the chords and the rhythm. And if you want to go all the way and follow a path from where you're at all the way to confident strummer, being able to pull out your guitar, you know, strum your favorite tunes, sing along, do all that, I have a course, Learn Guitar Once and For All, that'll take you step by step through the entire process, giving you opportunities not only to learn the stuff, but to practice it and to play songs that use it. It also gives you access to the Good Guitarist community group, where you can ask me or other members of the course any questions you may have. You know, we're all there to help make sure that you reach your goals. Either way, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.